Shit.
So every day is a holiday,
Every
and
Yeah.
day.
I'm
You know
glad
that
to be
song,
joined by
Holiday,
you.
that says that? Old William Bell song. Every day seem like a holiday.
Yeah. Yeah. Really.
My baby comes home.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Usually
nice
it
to
takes
meet
some
you, Paul.
prodding to get people to sing.
Not us.
What's going on?
Well, I feel really fortunate to be able to interview you all. One of
Oh,
the great
thanks
things
for
about having a show is that you get to turn people onto things and promote music that I think wide variety of people would enjoy.
cool.
So I want to introduce you all. I'm here with G.E. Smith and LeRoy Bell, and they have a collaborative album. It's called Stoney Hill. And I think a lot of you all out there, you might be familiar with these gentlemen. GE is a legendary guitarist and songwriter. Leroy is a phenomenal singer and songwriter, known for both his solo career and also Bell and James. And he's written songs for everyone from Elton John to Gladys Knight to Teddy Pendergrass. Great, great singers. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Paul.
that. Yeah. Thank you.
So I think there is something that can be said about first impressions. When you all first met each other, what was the first thing that went through your head?
You want to go first, Leroy?
That was, when we first met was the night after we traveled to New York and came to GE's place in Southampton. We were tired. GE was up. It was like at 10 o'clock at night, I believe, or something.
I don't remember. Yeah, you would have got here at night coming from Seattle. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And GE came out to greet us. I think everybody else was probably gone to bed at that point. Of course, it was earlier for us, but he just seemed like, he just seemed like a fellow musician at that point. He was just really, really nice, really gracious. And I didn't really expect anything else. I didn't, at that point, since we had talked about coming out there, obviously the vibes had to be good, or otherwise we wouldn't have made the trip to begin with. And so he just looked like that guy from TV and seemed like a real nice guy.
And now GE.
Well, my wife, Taylor Barton, she had been listening to Leroy's stuff. Leroy's got like 10 solo CDs out, something like that, 10, 11 CDs. And she had been listening to his stuff. And one day she said to me, listen to this guy's voice, And I said, yeah, who is that? That's the guy. I've been looking for this guy for 30 years, because I've been looking for a singer. Singers are hard to find. Good singers and good drummers are the hardest thing to get. Guitar players are a dime a dozen. But she said, yeah, that's this guy, LeRoy Bell. He's from Seattle. And so Taylor's not afraid of anything. So she just found his management and got a hold of them and invited Leroy to come out. And as soon, it was easy. Like he said, we're old band guys, so
Yeah.
we kind of knew each other already in a way, from that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
we just fit. It was really easy. It was a no-brainer. We fit in. We got together the next morning, chit-chatting around, started playing some songs. It was easy.
Leroy had recently written the song America. And as soon as he played me that intro, that I went, yeah, okay. I mean, and then like 2 days we were in the studio. We went right in and started to record some stuff,
Something that I felt when I was listening to the record, there may be a lot of cool music, but it's very rare that somebody creates an album that you get a feeling could appeal to so many people. I think people could identify with this record, Stony Hill, who are young, middle age, old, East Coast, West Coast, North, South. It's just got that certain quality. What was the goal when you guys went into the studio to make this record?
Well, I think the goal is just to get the songs down. Leroy had all these great songs, and it was, to me, that's always the thing. You go in the studio and it's always about songs. You know, you got to have good songs or you're wasting your time. You can have the best musicians in the world in there.
Oh,
If you don't have
totally.
good songs, so that was my goal.
Yeah, I think we didn't really have a plan. Like you said, it was just recording the songs, and as we had a great time doing it, and it just kind of came together each time. I noticed was just how things turned out. You know, like a lot of times, if I write a song, I hear it in my head a certain way, but you know, when you play it for somebody else, you hear it another way, and then of course, when you go to record it, it takes on another vibe. And so just everything just turned out really cool. And it was just a growing kind of metamorphosis. You know, the songs just took on a new vibe, and they came alive, and it just went from there. You know, I don't think there was a plan, like you said, besides getting good songs.
Yeah, just get the songs out. And you know, it was it was pretty easy because LeRoy and I are very similar in age, and we had grown up listening to pretty much the same records. You know, wherever he was, wherever I was, we listened to the same stuff, and like we didn't just listen to one thing. You know, I didn't just listen to like hot guitar player rock and roll stuff. You know, I was
Right.
also listening to all the R&B I could find. You know, the Memphis stuff, the Chicago stuff, the Philadelphia stuff,
Right.
Detroit, of course. Um, and that I think that's why we make a good blend, because we both know a wide range of American music.
Right. No, that totally. I think that's why we felt comfortable around each other too. It's because we could relate. I could go, yeah, that's like so and so and so and so. Let's
Yeah,
make
remember
it.
that song? Yeah.
You know, we drop a name and they go, oh yeah, that album, that record, or da 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 da. Da. We already know. You know.
What would you all say that you learned from this process of working together and from making this great record?
What do you think, Leroy? What'd you learn?
I, I learn all the time, and it's so cool to just learn stuff. You know, when you're younger, you always think, ah, I know it all. But the older you get, the more you think that you just want to learn more and more. I learned so many things about guitar from GE, you know, because I'm just I just bang on the guitar and just try to write the songs. But it's great to have another writer, creator, and exceptional guitar player like GE there. That's really gracious with his time. And I'll go, how do you play that chord or something like that? And he'll just show me that little thing. And it's just so cool to be able to access that and to learn something new every day, you know.
I think I learned that, well, I had already learned this, but this just like backed it up, is that the music is easy, the business is hard.
That's the truth.
Yeah, the music business is tough, you know, it
Yeah.
always was. But this record was pretty easy to make. I've played on a lot of records that were kind of labor intensive. You know, you really had to work at it, and some of them came out great and some of them didn't. But this one, it was just a joy to do. It was just, we just had fun the whole time. Because
Yeah.
Leroy would have to go back home to Seattle. You know, it wasn't like 2 weeks in the studio and we cut everything, you know, like you do sometimes. This was, we do a few days, he'd have to go back home. 6 weeks later, he'd come back, maybe have some new songs, you know, so that
Right, yeah.
was always exciting. There was new stuff coming in as we were doing it.
Everybody out there, they can check out this music video, and it's called Let the Sunshine In. And it, from the looks of the music video, it looks like the music video must have been a lot of fun to make. But tell us about that track in the music video.
I'll
Well,
let you
Leroy
go.
wrote the song, so talk about that song.
Well, you know, it's funny that you mention it because I wrote that song quite a few years ago, actually. And I hadn't thought about it in a long time until G and I were doing this project. And so I'm sifting through songs and trying to figure it out. And I thought, well, that's kind of a cool song, but it was totally different as far as the arrangement go. And GE switched it up, the arrangement, which was really refreshing because I had it just as a piano kind of a thing. And then he added a more of a kind of a rock sensibility to it, which was it still kept the soul part and we added that. And so it turned out quite different, but really, really, really loved the way it turned out. So it really changed. It's, if you heard both tracks, you'd kind of go, you'd recognize the song, but you'd go, wow, wow, it really changed.
It's just a good song, and it was, again, it was just so much fun to play it.
Yeah.
I heard that bass line. I heard that lick in my head right away when
Yeah, because you played that when we were in the studio, because the song used to go dun, 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 kind of like that. But then you came up with that line with that do 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 do, and then we slowed it down.
Yeah, we slowed it down.
And then I was going, oh yeah, this is really hip. And so then we just went from there. And then I just went out and started singing, and we just laid down the track, and it was just.
It's funny. We slowed down several of the songs as we were doing them. We said, let's bring it back.
Yeah.
Many years ago, I was many years ago, I was talking to Neil Young one time, and I said, man, you have all, over your career, you've had all these different bands, but they always sound great. How do you do that? And he says, well, we just try to play real slow. Okay. I think he was kidding, but I kind of took it to heart.
Yeah.
And where was the music video filmed?
On the
We
beach
filmed
here.
right around there. Yeah.
We're in Eastern Long Island. Yeah.
Well, I have to say, the music video, it made me think of something that Mr. Buffett would do, and that's Jimmy, not Warren.
Right.
And GE, there's an interesting little tidbit here. You wrote a song with Jimmy Buffett. Can you recall writing the song Six String Music?
Sure. Yeah. Again, that's a long time ago. Now, if I get this right, he had been on a sort of safari kind of trip to Africa,
right,
with his daughter, one of his daughters, and I think that was the genesis for the song with him. And I think he just wanted to see, we knew each other kind of from around, and our wives were friends. And so he came over to the house, and we sat down with our guitars, and, he sort of had the song already. He was just being kind, letting me kick in a little stuff on it. But yeah, that's where it came from, though. He had been in Africa, him and his family.
Well, at the beginning, the people who are watching or listening, they might have noticed I was stumbling all over myself with my words. It's rare that I have two people on at the same time with so much talent and such a great history between the both of you. And LeRoy, I know that there have been so many great singers, some of the greatest singers of all time that have cut your songs. And this might be a difficult question, but who has recorded a song that you wrote or co-wrote that just knocked you out with what they did?
Oh, wow. Probably everybody that ever recorded one of my songs. The one that stands out, which only because I just saw it was on a compilation just a couple days ago, was "Are You Ready for Love?" It was Elton John, and I'd forgotten about that song because the song that was a hit here was "Mama Can't Buy You Love," which I co-wrote. But "Are You Ready for Love" was a huge hit in England, like 2004, which was many years after it was released, because it was the soccer theme for England at the time. And I'll never forget sitting at the time, this is like 75, 6, somewhere around there, hearing that Elton John's coming in because he was working with my uncle at the time, and sitting down in front of him, and of course I'm scared shitless, and Sir Elton John is there, and another time, super nice guy. And I'm playing him the song, da, 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 and feeling like an idiot. And he's just going, oh yeah, that's good, it's good. And then when he sang it, I was just like, wow.
He can sing.
He can really sing. You hear people on records and it's one thing, because with all the magic and stuff, but when you hear them right there in the room with you, that's another story right there. There's no magic there. It's the real thing. There's no electronics, no nothing. When they belt it out, you're just like going, wow, he really does sing good. You know? So I'd have to say Elton John on there. And then I would go to probably the other voice that blew my mind was Johnny Mathis.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was sitting in the room with Johnny Mathis one time, and then he just started off going, and his voice just came out of, I was like, what the hell? It's like, it just kind of blew me away. But yeah, it's wild.
Wild stories, definitely. This is for both of you all. What would you say for each of you? What inspires you the most when you're writing songs?
What do you think, LeRoy?
I don't know. That's a kind of a hard question because a lot of times I just start off with some chords. A lot of times I have no preconceived ideas about a song. I don't go like, I'm going to sit down and write a song about this or that. I'm just strumming along and I get a little melody and I just kind of go from there. And then I might get a feeling like this is about such and such by the sound of the chords. And then I kind of go from there. I don't have any ideas about where I'm going, really. I just kind of do it.
I'm always inspired by rhythm. You know, I always think about the beat, the rhythm of the thing. You know, that's what really makes me happy. If I can find that, or a lyrical idea.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of songwriters have a like a little, you know, notebook that they kind of carry around with them. And when they see something or see some words, they write them down. They think of something, they write it down. Just a
Right.
couple of words, you know. And then when they're home and they got time, sitting in the hotel room or whatever, they sit down and they go, "Oh, look at those words. They go together."
That's a really good idea. I
A
wish
lot
I
of people
could
do that.
sometimes.
Daryl Hall used to do that. He always had a notebook, and he'd be on the
Mhm.
bus, and we'd be riding around wherever we were in the world, and he'd see the name of a
Sure.
kebab
Yeah.
shop in London, and he'd write the name down, and and
Yeah.
then it might turn up in a song.
Yeah.
Something that I noticed the moment you guys started to talk to one another, there's one thing that I'm convinced people cannot fake. They cannot fake a real friendship. And it was abundantly clear these
Yeah.
guys love each other.
Yeah. Yeah. We
We
do.
get along real
Uh,
good.
yeah. Yeah. We get along really well. So it's very easy. Can't wait to get back and actually play and do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someday.
Yeah. It's like we've known each other forever, and it's only been a couple of years. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's very easy.
Well, on the note of getting back together and playing, we all have these dreams of for us who are music fans of sitting in the audience and for the performers of being on stage. Where would you guys most look forward to touring together when the time is right?
USA for sure, because it's really fun, and I'd love to go to Europe too. Wouldn't you, LeRoy?
Oh yeah. I'd love to just play for an audience, real
Right.
live people. But yeah, USA starting here, yes. And Europe, anywhere, just to spread that love, just to be out in front of people and have that circle connected again of, playing music instead of just sitting at home and writing it, you know. That audience, there's nothing like it when you're out in front of people and they dig what you're doing and you're feeding off of them. It's just it's a beautiful thing.
Well, don't forget about Atlanta.
No, man.
Oh
Love
no,
Atlanta. Is that
you
where
know,
you are, Paul?
Yeah.
oh
Atlanta?
wow, yeah, we were just talking about that. My son was just mentioning that because he wants to go, and I've never been to Atlanta.
Oh
So
no.
Great
oh,
town.
no.
It's a great enough town that Elton John spends most of his time here. So
With it.
we got that going for us. For somebody who listens to this record, this collaborative effort of you all, what is it that you want the listener to get from the experience of checking out this album?
I hope they enjoy it. I hope it makes
Yeah.
them feel good. I hope that they are moved by certain things. I hope they have some laughs. Like I have a song on there called Art Sick. I hope that makes them laugh.
Yeah, I think that I hope that they feel good about the rhythm, the music, the lyrics, makes them think but feel good and hopeful and loving and all those things. I mean, and that's what music should do, I think, make you feel good and also make you think and create some love. I don't think music should make you feel. It can make you feel sad for a minute, but it shouldn't make you. It shouldn't be a downer.
I don't think we have. Do we have any really sad songs on there?
Not super sad. We have a couple of slow songs that are kind of low,
Slow songs,
but
but
it's not. But it's not like a downer or anything.
even when I close my eyes, it's not like a super sad song.
Oh no, no.
That's kind of almost. I think it's my favorite as time has gone on. That song, when I close my eyes, I just love it, and I love the way it sounds. I love the way it came out. LeRoy's vocal is ridiculously good.
Thank you. But it's yeah, it's that music. You just want people to love the music and find out what they how music is a very personal thing, and everybody, and like you said earlier, Paul, that I think there's something on this record for everybody. I think there's something that anybody can find a particular song or songs that relates to them or that they can relate to.
Something I have to ask about, I should, because he's going to be turning 80 years old in just less than 2 months. I'm talking about Bob Dylan.
Ah,
And
Oh,
a lot of the people out there are aware that you, G.E. Smith, you toured for a few years with Bob Dylan.
yep.
What would you say surprised you the most about Mr. Bob Dylan?
Oh, surprised me.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't even know if I would use the word surprised. I was amazed. I was in awe of how many old songs he knew. Not Bob Dylan songs. Of course he knows those.
oh, wow.
But stuff, from like the Civil War, 19th
Wow.
century, 20th century. He knows the songs. He knows the lyrics. He could tell you a story about the song. One night we were somewhere and he did a song about the Civil War. Two brothers, one fights for the North, one fights for the South. They meet in the woods the night before the big battle. And well, if I die, tell mother that I love her. And the other one says, if I die, tell his wife, whatever her name was, that I love her. And I think they both die, So after we did it, there used to be a little part in the show where just me and Bob would come out with acoustic guitars, and I'd just follow him, whatever he did, I'd watch his hands and follow along. And he would always stick in stuff like that. So I said to him, man, that was a great song. Oh, he said, you like that one? Okay. And so a couple nights later, we're out there and he does another song about two brothers. The one was called The Boston Boy. The other one was called Two Brothers, about two brothers in the Civil War. Basically the same thing, but it's a different song. And
Oh,
he
wow.
did several over a couple weeks of that Civil War thing of the brothers. He just knows so many songs.
Wow.
Amazing.
That is,
But it is incredible that he's 80. I mean,
wow.
I'm so glad he's still here, and still doing great music.
80 and forever young.
I hope so. A friend of mine, there was just a big article came out in England, Bob Dylan at 80, and it's in the newspapers there. And a friend of mine did some of the work on the article, some of the research for it. And we were emailing back and forth. And I said to him, man, the influence that Bob has had on not just the music world, not just guys like me and LeRoy, but the culture, he had a gigantic influence. Now, young people today, I wouldn't expect them to know,
No.
but it's there. I see it all the time. I see it everywhere. I see it in songs. I see it in television, in movies. He was huge. The cultural impact.
Yeah.
Yes.
This one is for LeRoy. What is the best thing about being LeRoy Bell? And you know what's coming, G.
Oh gosh, I don't know. That's a good one. I'm just happy that I'm healthy and that I chose this profession, um, to make music with my life, and I've been able to survive doing it. I guess that's the main thing. And my family's healthy, my kids and everybody. I continue, like we were talking earlier, to be inspired and to learn things. I mean, having met GE, I never would have thought that was going to happen. And that just took me off into just a slight new direction. And it just kind of lifts you up and gives you something new to do. And it's just great. I've got no complaints, really. I've been very fortunate.
And what is the best thing about being G.E. Smith?
Now I'm on the up here because I had time to think while
Yeah.
So really, I've been really lucky. I've been so lucky in my life. I came from this little tiny town in Pennsylvania, and just by pure luck got a hold of a guitar when I was a little kid. When I was 4, I had a guitar. By the time I was 7, I was actually playing it. So it's all I've ever done. I don't know anything else, but it's carried me, to a lot of great places and met a lot of interesting people and had a lot of fun. But the best thing in my life is my daughter.
Hmm.
I got it. My daughter Josie. Me and Taylor just have her, but she's the greatest. She just turned 19, going to college, real smart kid, and we have a lot of fun.
The last question, very open-ended for each of you. You just never know who you're reaching with what you're doing. For anyone who's tuned in with us, what would you say to that person?
What do you think, LeRoy?
I'm gonna let you go first so I can.
Oh, okay. So you have time to think. Well, what I would say was, look, it's music. It's good songs that we do, and I hope that anybody that heard the songs could get something from them. One of the songs that I sing, I think 2 songs, right? 2 on the record.
Yeah.
One of the songs is the song Codine that was written by Buffett St. Marie, who was a wonderful singer-songwriter. I saw her do that song when I was about maybe 10 or 11, and it's just, wow, this woman is great. This song is great, and I've always done the song and finally got to, record it and put it on this record. And it's very different, I think, than anything that I would write or that even that LeRoy would write.
Mhm.
But I would hope that people could hear that and hear the truth in that song and the passion that's in there.
Yeah, I agree. I forgot. I just listened in here. It is now. Now on the spot. Yeah, I think all the songs bring their own tale, their own special idea, song, not song, but idea lyrically, musically, and I think they all speak a truth from each song. And like he was saying, the Buffy St. Marie song, the thing about the codine, it tells a story, which is amazing. And I try to do those with other songs that we're having on there as well, like I can't think of the name of the song. Something about
Only a
the
lyric.
sky.
I'll guess the title.
The sky.
Scott. Yeah.
Under the skies. Under these
skies.
right. Thinking about the environment and everything. I mean, we've got such a collection of songs about things that are important as far as us here on this planet and as human beings. And I think the songs, even if you're not listening to the lyrics and you're just dancing to the grooves or you're just singing along, there's something for everybody.
Well, GE and LeRoy, I think great communication should give you a little buzz. And you guys gave me a buzz today I'm
Thank
really
you.
honored to sit down and talk to you guys. It's a pleasure to meet you all, a pleasure to interview you.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a pleasure talking to you as well.
All right, gentlemen. I look forward to seeing you all perform, hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon
Hopefully
we'll
we
be down in the
can put
5
on it.
Points there in Atlanta playing in one of the joints.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, if we get down there, we'll be looking for you.
Yep.
That's for sure.
You know what I look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that.
All right, gentlemen. Have a
Take care,
wonderful
man.
evening. I appreciate it a lot.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you,
Good
Paul.
talking to you.
Take
Leroy,
care.
take it easy, buddy.
All right.
Yeah, you too.
All right, man.
Do something soon.
Yes. I'll be
All right.
talking to
Take
you.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.